Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to extend a warm welcome to all basketball fans who were unable to watch the tournament this spring and March. We here at Live Sim Sports are bringing you the Live Sim Sports College Basketball Tournament to fulfill your craving of the game of basketball. Today in Greensboro, North Carolina, it will be the 12-seeded 28-3 Stephen F. Austin Lumberjacks against the 21-10 5-seeded Ohio State Buckeyes. Starting for the Ohio State Buckeyes, at guard it'll be number 1, Luther Muhammad. Number 13, C.J. Walker. Number 4, Dwayne Washington Jr. Number 24, Andre Wesson. And at center, number 34, Caleb Wesson. And for the Lumberjacks, it'll be Nathan Bain, number 23. John Camo, number 10. Kevin Harris, number 1. Gavin Kensmill, number 14. And Roddy Ware, number 2. And we're underway here in Greensboro, North Carolina. Harris is going to give the ball to Camo. Camo dribbling at the top of the key. He's guarded by Walker. Stephen F. Austin setting up the offense here. They finished first in the Southland Conference. Harris pulls up for 2. No good. Rebounded by Walker. Walker drives down the floor. He's looking to score in the fast break. He gets past his man but slows up. Dribbling inside the three-point line. Surveying the offense. Kicks down to Caleb Wesson. Wesson's going to make a move. Pass to his brother Andre. Andre puts it up for 2, and that's good. And the Buckeyes are the first on the board. Camo bringing the ball up the floor for the Lumberjacks. Camo, guarded by Walker. Letting the offense sets up. Passes to Nathan Bain. Bain, number 23, drives into the key, guarded by Washington. Puts it up for 2. No good. Rebounded by Washington. Washington pushing the ball for the Buckeyes. Looking up to Luther Muhammad. Muhammad pulls up for 3. No good. Rebounded by Ware. Ware drives up the floor, passes to Bain. Bain outside the three-point line. Kicks into Camo. Camo's going to drive. Go for 2, guarded by Wesson. Oh, that's blocked by Caleb Wesson, but he gets his own rebound. Passes to Harris. Harris is going to fade away for 2. No good. Rebounded by Muhammad. Muhammad pushing for the Buckeyes. Kicks to Andre Wesson. Andre Wesson dribbling. Surveying the floor. He's going to drive in. Heavily guarded by 2 men, and that's going to be stolen by Camo. Camo driving up the floor. Kicks down to Ware. Ware puts it up for 2, and that's good. And the Lumberjacks are on the board, tying up the game at 2. Yeah, the Lumberjacks had a pretty good season, finishing 28-3 in the Southland Conference with a huge overtime win over the number 1 Duke Blue Devils at the time. The Buckeyes started off pretty hot, starting 9-0, then lost 7 of their next 10 games. Key wins over Villanova, UNC, Kentucky, Michigan, and Maryland. That's going to be the first foul on the Lumberjacks. That foul is on Gavin Kensmill. Washington's first free throw is no good, and that's a rare miss for him. The second one is no good, and he misses 2. Kensmill gets the rebound. Kensmill pushing up the floor. Kicks to Bain. Bain gives to Camo. Camo making moves on Walker. Kicks down to Kensmill. Kensmill turns around, makes a post move, puts it up, no good. Rebounded by Muhammad, it looks like. Outlet it up to Walker. Walker letting his offense get set down on the floor. Kicks to Washington. Washington to Muhammad. Muhammad driving inside the three-point line. Picks up his dribble. Kicks to Washington. Washington to Walker. Walker pivoting. Shoots for 2. And that's good. C.J. Walker with a 2-point basket. The Lumberjacks bringing the ball up the floor. It's Camo. Camo guarded by Walker. Walker playing pretty fair defense for being that far outside the three-point line. Kicks to Harris. Harris is going to drive in, guarded by Andre Wesson, the senior of the brothers. Camo with the shot clock running down to 2. Puts it up for 2, it looks like. No good. Rebounded by Muhammad. Muhammad pushing the floor. Kicks to Andre Wesson. Wesson drives in, kicks back to Muhammad. Muhammad gets a screen from Washington. Passes into Caleb Wesson. Wesson's going to make a move. Oh, and he gets the ball stripped from him. That's stripped by, looks like Harris. Kensmill brings the ball up the floor. Passes to Camo. Camo to Ware. Ware outside the three-point line, guarded by Mohammed. He's going to look into Kinsmill. Gavin Kinsmill puts it up for 2, and that's good. And the Lumberjacks tie it up at 4. With 6:18 left on the clock, it's the Buckeyes 4, the Lumberjacks 4. Mohammed is going to bring the ball up the floor for the Buckeyes. He's going to put it up for 2. That's a pretty easy layup, and he misses. That's going to be rebounded by number 1 Kevin Harris. Camo puts it up for 2, and the Lumberjacks have their first lead of the game. The Lumberjacks are 3 of 9 for 33%. The Buckeyes only 2 of 4 for 50%. Mohammed drives in, kicks to Wesson. Andre Wesson kicks out to brother Caleb Wesson. Wesson to Mohammed. Mohammed back to Andre Wesson. Wesson to Washington. Washington gets past his man, but he slows up. He's got 3 seconds on the shot clock. Kicks to Walker. Walker for 3. It's good! And the Buckeyes hit a big 3 to take the lead, 7-6. Mo's going to bring the ball up the floor for the Lumberjacks. Outside of his three-point line, right in front of his bench. He's going to get a screen from number 14. Camo drives in, puts it up for 2 on Wesson, and no good. Rebounded by Caleb Wesson. Caleb Wesson outlets to Mohammed. Mohammed driving up the floor. They've got numbers. He gets past the man, puts it up for 2. That's no good. He gets his own rebound. He doesn't put it up again. Instead, kicks to Washington. Washington kicks to Wesson. Caleb Wesson posting up, getting big, puts it up for 2 with the left. No good. Rebounded by himself. He puts it up again for 2, and he gets it. The Buckeyes lead by 3. Bain inbounds to Camo. Camo, guarded by Walker. Gets a screen. Drives around, kicks out to Bain. Bain gets a screen. Loses the ball, stolen by Washington. Washington's driving. He's got numbers. Is he going to get there? Yes, that's going to be 2 points for the Buckeyes. 11-6. Camo drives up the floor. Crossing half court with 4:24, and we're going to have a timeout. It's the Buckeyes 11, the Lumberjacks 6. As we return here, it's going to be the Lumberjacks inbounding the ball on their side of half court. Camo gets the ball. He puts it up for 2. That's no good. Rebounded by Walker. Walker's going to outlet to Washington. Washington one-on-one. Kicks it to Wesson. Andre Wesson puts it up for 2, and the Buckeyes extend their lead to 7. Ware is going to bring up the ball this time. Roddy Ware. Driving. Gets past his man, puts it up for 2, no good. Rebounded by Caleb Wesson. Caleb Wesson outlets to his brother. Andre making moves. Goes up for 2. The senior, no good. Rebounded by Kensmill. Kensmill to bring the ball up the floor. Passes to Camo. Camo outside the three-point line, kicks to Kensmill. Kensmill to Bain. Bain back to Kensmill. Kensmill wide open. He's going to put it up for 2. No good. Rebounded by Mohammed. Luther Mohammed bringing the ball up the floor. Gets in the paint. Guarded by 2 guys. He's still going to go up for 2. No good. Rebounded by Kensmill. The Lumberjacks are pushing. It's going to be Harris. He gets the ball stolen by Caleb Wesson. Wesson gives to Mohammed. Mohammed to Andre Wesson. Andre Wesson puts it up for 2, and the Buckeyes lead by 9. Camo to bring the ball up the floor, and the Lumberjacks take another timeout. It's the Buckeyes by 9 with 3:02 left in the first. The Buckeyes have started off real hot today on the offensive end. The Lumberjacks are going to make some substitutions. We got Johnson. Cameron Johnson with the ball. Kicks to Carcellis. Carcellis kicks to Johnson. Johnson's going to drive in the paint, make a move, and makes the two-point basket. Cuts the Buckeyes lead to 7. C.J. Walker getting the inbound from E.J. Liddell. Kicks to Liddell. Liddell surveying. Looks inside to Wesson, who's wide open, and he slams it home. Getting the Buckeyes lead back up to 9. Solomon inbounds to Carcellis. Carcellis making moves on Walker. He's going to back out. Looking to Harris. Devon Harris. Puts it up for 2. And that's good. What a shot by Harris with a hand in his face. The Buckeyes lead by 7 with 1:57 left in the first. Walker's going to bring up the ball. He kicks to Young. Young back to Walker. Walker driving in the paint. Puts it up for 2. No good. Rebounded by Johnson. Cameron Johnson looks inside to Harris. Harris to Carcellis. Carcellis is going to bring the ball out. Carcellis drives around. Kicks in to Daniels. Daniels couldn't get anything with that. Harris has the ball now. Guarded by Kyle Young. Kicks out to Solomon. Solomon's going to pull up for 3. It's good with the shot clock winding down. What a shot. Walker will bring the ball up the floor for the Buckeyes. Looking for a screen, not getting one. Pulls the ball out with 12 on the shot clock. There's a screen from Young. They're going to draw the switch just like they wanted. Walker's going to put it up for 2. No good. Rebounded by the Lumberjacks. And that's Johnson up for 2. And the Buckeyes lead is now 2. And just like that, the Lumberjacks have cut it down. Walker of the Buckeyes with 47 seconds left in the first quarter. He's going to kick to Liddell. Liddell looks down to Walker. Walker with a perfect screen there. Puts it up for 2. And makes the basket. Extending the Buckeyes lead to 4. Carcellis bringing the ball up the floor for the Lumberjacks. He's going to drive into the paint, pull up for 2 on a funky shot, and he nails it. Walker. Buckeyes need a basket here to get the extended lead into the second quarter. Wesson surveying his options. Making moves. On number 12, Daniels, that is. Wesson goes up for 2 with the up and under. No good. Rebounded by Daniels. Kicks to Carcellis. Carcellis, 3, 2 with 1. No good. And Carcellis with a good look there, but cannot get it to drop. And at the end of 1, it's the Ohio State Buckeyes 19. The Stephen F. Austin Lumberjacks 17. And we're back here in Greensboro, North Carolina. And what a balanced quarter there. The Buckeyes started off hot, but the Lumberjacks fight right back. It's Walker kicking to Washington. Washington looks into Liddell. Liddell's going to make a move. Going up for 2. Oh, and it's swatted by number 12, Charlie Daniels. Carcellis to bring the ball up the floor for the Lumberjacks. Kicks to Harris. Harris guarded by Young in the paint. Better get out of there. He's been in there for a while. Almost got 3 seconds there. Haven't been many turnovers here in this contest. Carcellis drives, gets leverage, goes up for 2, and he nails it. The Lumberjacks shooting 45% from the field, 9 of 20. The Buckeyes taking 1 less shot, but 9 of 19. Walker kicks to Andre Wesson. Wesson fakes the 3 twice. trying to get by his defender. Kicks to Walker. Walker, guarded by Harris. Kicks to Washington. Washington into Young. Young with the shot clock winding down is no good. Rebounded by Solomon. Solomon kicks to Harris. Harris pulls up for two. No good. Rebounded by Liddell. Liddell to Andre Wesson. Wesson gets a screen. He's going to drive in. Guarded by number 13. Washington gets the ball at the top of the three-point line. Kicks to Walker. Walker looking to get past his defender. He does. Gets in the paint. Puts it up for two. Oh, and that's blocked by number 13. That is Calvin Solomon. And that's a shot clock violation on the Buckeyes. The Buckeyes, led by Caleb Wesson, averaging 14 points per game, is on the bench currently, but it's going to be a timeout by the Lumberjacks. We're all square at 19. The Lumberjacks take their third timeout of the contest. With 8:16 in the second quarter, it's the Buckeyes 19, the Lumberjacks 19. As we return, the Lumberjacks have the basketball. Como is back in the game. Bain driving, puts it up for two. He's fouled, and the basket counts. Bain's going to go to the line with a chance here at three. Nathan Bain driving through the defenders. Going up off one leg, making a nice layup, getting fouled, finishing through contact, and hopefully making the free throw for the three-point play. It's the Lumberjacks by three. This is their biggest lead of the game. Walker kicks to Washington. Washington kicks back to Walker. Walker to Caleb Wesson, who's back in the game, the star for the Buckeyes. Kicks to Muhammad, gets a screen. Muhammad in the paint, kicks out to Wesson. Wesson's going to pull up. No good. Rebounded by Ware. Ware kicks to Como. The Buckeyes are on a scoring drought here. Haven't scored in the last 3 minutes. The Lumberjacks looking to take advantage of that. Get up by 5, potentially 6 here. Harris, guarded by Caleb Wesson. Outside the three-point line. With one on the shot clock, pulls up for three. It's good! And that's going to cause the Buckeyes to take a timeout as the Lumberjacks are on an 8-0 run. It's the Lumberjacks 25, the Buckeyes 19 with 7:16 in the second quarter. Timeout, Buckeyes. The Lumberjacks this season have been led by Kevon Harris, averaging 17.5 points per game. Dominating the boards has been Kensmill with 6.8 rebounds per game. And dishing out assists with 2.3 assists per game, it's Como. And we're going to have a foul there on Como. That'll be sending C.J. Walker to the line for 2 free throws. The first one is no good, and the Buckeyes not doing too well here from the charity stripe. Walker talking to himself, trying to get that one out of his head. Looking to make this to cut the Lumberjacks lead to 5. And he misses. Harris with the rebound. So some rare free throw misses here from the Buckeyes. Como Guarded by Mohammed. Kicks to Bain. Bain gets a screen from Kensmill. Drives in, posts it up for 2. No good. Rebounded by Kensmill, and Kensmill slams it home. Wow, what a putback. And the Lumberjacks lead by 8. Buckeyes better start making adjustments here if they don't want to let this one get away. Wesson double teamed, picks up his dribble, kicks out to Walker. Walker gets a screen from Young. He puts it up for 2. No good, and the Buckeyes still on a scoring drought. The Lumberjacks pushing it up. Ware has a wide open lane, puts it up for 2, and the Lumberjacks lead by 10. A 12-0 run. The Buckeyes fans here are not liking this one. Young kicks to Walker. Walker drives in, kicks to Wesson. Caleb Wesson brings down the hammer. Wesson slams that one home. That was huge for the Buckeyes, hopefully trying to swing the momentum in this one. That was the Buckeyes' first basket in roughly 4 minutes. That basket no good. Rebounded by Wesson. Up to Mohammed. Mohammed pulls up for 3. It's good. It rattles in. And the Buckeyes now trail by 5. So the Buckeyes originally were up top and the Lumberjacks were trailing behind. Now that is totally flipped in a matter of a quarter. Camo kicks to Bain. Bain. Guarded by Washington. In the paint, puts it up for 2. No good. Rebounded by himself. Puts it back up for 2, and he gets it. 31-24 with 5:05 left in the second quarter. Mohammed kicks to Walker. Walker gets a screen from Young. Driving. Double teamed. Puts it up for 2. No good. Rebounded by Kensmill. Kensmill doing what he does best, rebounding the basketball. And that's going to be Bain putting it in for 2. Getting the lead back to 9 for the Lumberjacks. The Buckeyes did work up a little bit of momentum, but the Lumberjacks on offense just keep pounding it to the Buckeyes. Wesson, double teamed in the paint. Better get rid of that one. Kicks to Mohammed. Mohammed looks. 8 on the shot clock. Spins. Drives. 4 on the shot clock. Looks to put it up for 2, and he gets it. Luther Mohammed, 5 points tonight on 2 of 6 shooting with 5 rebounds. Pretty balanced. Pretty balanced for the young man out of Newark, New Jersey. Bain gets a screen from Kensmill. Puts it up for 2. Acrobatic, no. Rebounded by Caleb Wesson. Caleb Wesson kicks to Dwayne Washington. Washington pushing the floor. Looking for options. Makes some dribble moves. Passes into Caleb Wesson. Wesson looking to go to work. Puts it up for 2, and he got it. Buckeyes got the lead back to 5. See if they can get a stop here. A stop would be huge. 3:30 left in the first half. Camo, guarded by Walker, kicks to Ware. Back to Camo. Camo driving in. Puts it up for 2, and he gets it. And he looked like he hurt himself there. I guess he's fine. He runs down the floor. But the Buckeyes cannot stop the Lumberjack offense, and they'll take a timeout. The Lumberjacks putting it to the 5-seeded Buckeyes here. Lead by 7 with 3:13 left in the first half. The Buckeyes looking to gain momentum off of that timeout, trying to slow the Lumberjacks up. Mohammed outside the three-point line into Wesson. Wesson at the top of the key, pulls it out, looking to make a move through the legs, kicks to his brother, Andre. Andre spins, 2 seconds on the shot clock, puts it up for 2. No good. Rebounded by Bain. Bain kicks to Camo. The Lumberjacks looking to add to their lead here. Camo drives in, puts it up for 2, heavily contested, sits on the rim, no good, and it's going to be Buckeyes basketball. The Buckeyes started off real hot this year, as I mentioned earlier, 9-0, but lost 7 of their next 10. They had key wins over Villanova and UNC and Kentucky, but just couldn't pull anything together towards the end of the year. Liddell drives in, puts it up for 2. No good. Rebounded by Bain. Bain driving in. Wide open lane. Puts it up for 2. And the foul. With a chance to extend the lead here to 8. Pardon me, 10. What a finish by Bain there through contact. This is a big free throw here to get the lead to double digits. The free throw's up, and it's good. The Lumberjacks lead by 10 over the Buckeyes. Washington to bring the ball up the floor for the Ohio State Buckeyes. Kicks to Muhammad. Muhammad back to Washington. Washington looking to get something going here. Kicks to Wesson. Wesson over to Wesson. Andre Wesson, that is. Gets a screen from Caleb. Andre looks. 4 on the shot clock. Kicks into Caleb. Caleb with 2 on the shot clock. Puts it up for 2, and that's good. Buckeyes cut it to 8 with 1:50 left in the second quarter. Cacciellery is bringing the ball up the floor. The SF Austin Lumberjacks. Drives in the paint, guarded by Washington. Double teamed here, and he misses. Rebounded by Liddell. Liddell kicks to Washington. Washington brings the ball up the floor for the Buckeyes. Guarded by number 3, Cameron Johnson. Washington puts it up for 2, doing what he does best, scoring the basketball. So he averaged 11.5 points per game so far this season. Cacciellery is guarded by Washington. Kicks to Solomon. Solomon into Bain. Bain puts it up for 2. Fading away, and he makes the dagger. The Buckeyes cannot stop the SF Austin offense. They're looking to, but they just cannot. The SF Austin offense is so powerful right now. Washington outside the three-point line. Gets a screen from Caleb Wesson. Spins. Goes back right to where he was. Kicks into Wesson. Wesson backing down. Cacciellery puts it up for 2. No good. Rebounded by Solomon. Solomon passes to Johnson. Johnson drives. Puts it up for 2. And that's good. The SF Austin Lumberjacks get it back up to 10. The Buckeyes looking to get something going here on offense. Washington to Muhammad. Muhammad to Liddell. Liddell to Andre Wesson. Wesson looks into Caleb. Caleb Wesson backing down his defender. Going up for 2, and he got it. Caleb Wesson also doing what he does best, averaging 14 points per game this season. Cacciellery is with 9 on the clock. Looking to get the last one here. Cacciellery is driving. Puts it up for 2. It's good. 44-34 with 3 seconds left. Washington with 1 puts it up for 3 from beyond half court. Oh, and he almost got it. But it's no good. At the half, it's the Lumberjacks 44, the Buckeyes 34. Take a look at the halftime stats. The Lumberjacks shooting 53% from the field. Throttling the Buckeyes in the shooting category. Nathan Bain doing pretty well offensively tonight with 12 points. Pacing the Lumberjack offense. And the Buckeyes looking to come out of the break with something to answer offensively. Mohammed. Looks. Dribbles. Kicks into Caleb Wesson. Wesson to Walker. Walker gets a screen from Wesson. Kicks out to Mohammed. Mohammed with 3 on the shot clock. Puts it up for 3. In his face. No good. Camo with the rebound. Camo brings the ball up the floor. Drives into the paint. Puts it up for 2. Off 1. And he got it. Well, the SF Austin Lumberjacks don't look like they're slowing down. On the floor, they got Camo, Kensmill, Ware, Harris, and Bain. Washington to Walker. Walker in the corner. Kicks to Caleb Wesson. Caleb Wesson to Washington. Washington back to Walker. Walker with 6 on the shot clock. Gets a screen from Wesson. Puts it up for 2. It's good. Buckeyes get their first points of the second half. CJ Walker with 9 points on 4 of 9 shooting and 3 rebounds in today's contest. Harris gets a screen. Gets in the paint. Kicks out to Bain. And Bain continues the stellar offensive performance. Walker bringing the ball up the floor. Guarded by Camo. Kicks to Andre Wesson. Andre Wesson out to Washington. Washington for 3. It's good. Washington hits a big 3. Cuts the SF Austin lead to 9. Camo bringing the ball up the floor. Guarded by Walker. Surveying the floor. Driving. Gets past Walker but slows up. Camo driving in the paint, loses it, gets it back, puts it up for 2. What a shot! Way to follow through with that one. And Camo with 8 points tonight in comparison to Walker's 9. That's a point guard matchup. Walker driving in the paint, no good. Rebounded by Bain. Bain pushing. And he's going to be fouled by Washington. That's his first, team's first of the quarter. So the Lumberjacks looking to reset here with 19 on the shot clock. Up by 11. Camo in the corner. Kicks to Ware, and Ware puts it in for 2. And the Lumberjacks keep pounding it to the Buckeyes. It's not so much the Buckeyes having an answer on the offensive end, it's them having an answer on the defensive end, as they're letting the Lumberjacks steamroll them. Walker in the corner, guarded by Camo. Gets a screen from Wesson, pulls up for 2. It's good. That seems to be Walker's shot tonight. Walker leading the Buckeyes with 11, 5 of 11 shooting. Camo. Oh, he turns it over. Walker with the steal. Walker putting it in for 2. Oh, and he missed. Rebounded by Andre Wesson. Wesson back to Walker. Walker puts it up for 2. No good. Lumberjacks pushing. Ware. Oh, and he's fouled on the shot by Mohammed. That's his first, team's second of the quarter. And Ware will be going to the line to extend the Lumberjack lead. Ware's first. It's good. Ware's second is good. Yeah, that's where the Buckeyes have not been doing well tonight from the free throw line. I believe they're 0 of 4 from the line. Mohammed kicks to Walker. Walker gets a screen from Wesson. Walker drives in, puts it up for 2. Through contact, makes the bucket. Walker's with his 13th point of the night. 6 of 14 shooting. Kensmill pulls up for three. No good. Rattles in and out. Rebounded by Andre Wesson. Andre Wesson pushing. Gets in the paint. Puts it up for two. Gets it to go. The Buckeyes cut it to 9. Camo bringing the ball up the floor for the Lumberjacks. Puts it up for two. No good. Rebounded by Caleb Wesson. Wesson to Walker. Walker to Washington. Washington pushing. He goes up for two. It's good, and the Buckeyes cut it to 7. Bain into Camo. Camo bringing the ball up the floor. Camo at the top of the key. Guarded by Walker. Gets a screen. Pulls up for three. No good. Rebounded by Washington. Washington driving. Kicks to Muhammad. Muhammad out to Wesson. Wesson puts a move. Wesson looks to turn around, but pulls back out. Gives to Washington. Washington drives in, pulls up for two. No, kicks out to Wesson. Oh, and he turned it over. Not the brightest decision there, as Washington should have gone up with the basketball. Turnovers proving costly here in the second half, as the Buckeyes need to score to get back in this one. But with scoring, they have to get stops on the defensive end to slow down the Lumberjacks. Camo, guarded by Walker. Kicks to Harris. Harris gets a screen. Pulls up, and he gets the basket for three. Harris extending the lead to 10. And the Buckeyes are forced to take a timeout. With 4:53 left in the third quarter, it's the SF Austin Lumberjacks 57, the Ohio State Buckeyes 47. The Buckeyes looking to get things going here offensively. Wesson with the ball. Kicks to Caleb Wesson. Kicks to Muhammad. Muhammad back to Andre Wesson. Andre Wesson fakes the three. Pulls up for two. No good. Young tried to get on that, but it's Harris with the rebound. Harris kicks to Ware. Ware for three. Oh, it was a two. My bad. Foot was on the line. But still a big shot for the Lumberjacks, as they're 26 of 47 from the field, 55% compared to the Buckeyes, 48%. Walker spins, drives, in coverage, puts it up for two. No good. Rebounded by Caleb Wesson. Wesson kicks out to Muhammad. Muhammad gets the screen from Caleb Wesson. Kicks to Andre Wesson. Andre Wesson fakes the three. With 3 on the shot clock, pulls up for three. It's good. Cuts the Lumberjack lead to 9. Big shot there by Andre Wesson, the senior, out of Westerville, Ohio. Camo, guarded by Walker. Kicks to Ware. Ware pulls up for three. No good. Rebounded by Wesson. Andre Wesson driving, pushing. Kicks to Muhammad. Muhammad takes it out to the three-point line. Turns it over. Kensmill with the steal. Harris bringing the ball up the floor. Kicks to Ware. Ware for two. No good. Rebounded by Young. Young kicks to Walker. Walker down the floor. Looks into Caleb Wesson. Wesson backing down his defender. Kicks back out to Walker. Walker for three. No good. Rebounded by Ware. Ware to bring the ball up the floor. Kicks to Johnson. Johnson for three. Bang! The Lumberjacks 12-point lead. Mohammed looking to even out the Lumberjack three. Kicks to Walker. Walker to Wesson. Wesson to Walker. Walker driving in the paint. Puts it up for two. High off the glass. No good. Rebounded by Kensmill. Johnson kicks to Camo. Camo to Ware. Ware back to Camo. Camo. In the paint, puts it up for two. No good. Rebounded by Caleb Wesson. Wesson to Walker. Walker to bring the ball up the floor for the Buckeyes. Looking to get points here. Muhammad. Back to Walker. Walker. Driving. Puts it up for two. In contact. No good. Rebounded by the Lumberjacks. Johnson. Looks to Camo. Camo puts it up for two. It's good. And the Buckeyes take another timeout. The Lumberjacks lead by 14 with 2:02 left in the third quarter. The Buckeyes looking for momentum. Walker drives in. Heavily contested. Trying to make a move on his defender. Can't. Kicks to Andre Wesson. Andre Wesson gets a screen from Young. 3 on the shot clock. Pulls up for 3. No good. The senior misses. Rebounded by Kensmill. The Buckeyes have 0 points in the last 2 minutes and 28 seconds. Kensmill backing down Walker on the mismatch. Puts it up for 2. No good. Rebounded by Muhammad. Muhammad kicks to Andre Wesson. Andre Wesson wide open for 3. Bang! A big 3 by the senior cuts the Lumberjack lead to 11. Cachellaries. Guarded by Walker. Kicks to Ware. Ware to cancel that one out. Rattles in and out. Rebounded by Young. Young to Walker. Walker to Andre Wesson. Wesson puts it in for 2. Scoring the last 5 points for the Buckeyes. Wesson, 18 points tonight on 8 of 13 shooting. Johnson, guarded by Wesson. Wesson, the senior, hoping this is not his last college basketball game. Ware, guarded by Muhammad. Gets a screen from Kensmill, puts it up for 2, and that one's good. Oh, for 3. He was behind the line, folks. That one was for 3. A big 3 for the Lumberjacks. Extends the lead to 12. Muhammad looking to answer. Kicks to Walker. Walker doesn't take the shot. Drives in the paint, and he's fouled. That foul's going to be on Cachellaries. Ware is subbing out. Coming in is Johnson. And back in the game is Nathan Bain. And what a performance Bain has had tonight. He only averages about 5.8 points per game. And he is exploding on the offensive end. Walker, guarded by Cachellaries. Walker puts it up for 2. It's blocked by Cachellaries. And that's going to be off of Walker's leg. It's going to be Lumberjacks basketball. There's 5 seconds left on the clock. That's plenty of time for the Lumberjacks to get down the floor and pull up for 3. Cachellaries pulls up for 3. Oh, and rattles in and out. At the end of 3, it's the Lumberjacks 67, the Buckeyes 55. Could we have a 12 versus 5 upset here in Greensboro, North Carolina? Well, we got a quarter to find out. It's the Lumberjacks up by 12. All they got to do is close this one out by playing stellar defense like they have the entire contest. And Kensmill putting them in for 2 is surely going to help as the lead is extended to 14. Walker kicks to Washington. Washington's been kind of quiet tonight on the offensive end. Normally averaging 11.5 points per game. Wesson kicks into Washington, and just as I say that, Washington scores a basket. Washington with 11 tonight, right on his average, has 8 points in the paint. Normally he's a 3-point specialist, though, and he's not very many of those tonight. Harris gets a switch, guarded by Young. Trying to make a move, can't get anywhere. Kicks to Kensmo. Kensmo to Johnson. 2 on the clock. Pulls up. No good. Rebounded by Young. Young gives the ball to Washington. Washington pushing the ball up the floor for the Buckeyes. Looking to do something here. Cut into the Lumberjack lead. Washington is going to go for 2. Guarded by 2 men. No good. Rebounded by Johnson. Johnson to Harris. Harris. The Lumberjacks here are in no hurry. They're not behind. They're looking to slow down the game and run out the clock. Cacelleries. Guarded by Liddell. Puts it up for 2. No good. Rebounded by Young. Young gives to Walker. Walker pushing up the floor. Looks to Washington. Washington in the corner. Kicks to Andre Wesson. Andre Wesson, the senior. Driving in, loses the basketball. That's going to be stolen by Cacelleries, retrieved by Johnson. Johnson brings the ball up the floor. Johnson kicks to Cacelleries. Cacelleries gets a screen from Kensmill. Outside the three-point line, drives in. Kicks back to Johnson. Johnson with 5 on the shot clock. Gets a screen from Kensmill. Drives in. Guarded by 2 men. And that's blocked by Wesson. Rebounded by Washington. Washington driving, pushing, hoping for something here for the Buckeyes, and he's fouled. That foul is going to be on Kevon Harris. Camo's coming back into the game for the Lumberjacks, replacing Cacelleries. And in for the Buckeyes, Mohammed and Caleb Wesson. Mohammed loses the ball, but it'll retain with the Buckeyes. A 12-point deficit sure is hard to make up in 7:30, but the Buckeyes looking to do so to avoid the upset. Walker driving in, puts it up for 2. It's good. And that right there is how you're going to do it. The Buckeyes cut it to 10. Just going to have a chip away at that lead if you want to come back here. Camo, guarded by Walker. Kicks to Bain. Bain, outside, drives in, puts it up for 2. No good. Rebounded by Washington. Washington pushing. Buckeyes have numbers, puts it up for 2. No good. Rebounded by Bain. Bain kicks to Johnson. Johnson drives in, puts it up for 2. No good. Rebounded by Caleb Wesson. Wesson outlets to Walker. Walker pushing. Kicks to Washington. Washington for 3. No good. Rebounded by Johnson, it looks like. To Camo. Camo brings the ball at the floor. Camo running some clock. Kicks to Bain. 8 on the shot clock. Bain driving in the paint. Putting it up for 2. No good. Rebounded by Caleb Wesson. Caleb Wesson outlets to Washington. Washington to Andre Wesson. Andre Wesson up for 2. No good. Rebounded by Kevon Harris. Camo with the ball outside the three-point line. Guarded by Walker. 9 on the shot clock. Kicks to Harris. Harris guarded by Andre Wesson. Gets a screen from Kensmill. Looks to do something with it here. He's going to pull up with the shot clock expiring. No good. Rebounded by Washington. Washington to Mohammed. Mohammed into Wesson. Wesson out to Washington. Dwayne Washington to Andre Wesson. Andre Wesson gets the screen from brother Caleb Wesson. Driving, puts it up for 2. No good. And man, Wesson has missed his last couple of shots. The Lumberjacks pull up for 2. It's no good. Rebounded by Washington. Washington pushing down the floor. He's guarded by Bain. Kicks into Caleb Wesson. Wesson looks for the hook shot. No good. Out to Washington. Washington gets a screen. Gets the switch. It's guarded by Harris. Washington into Wesson with 1 on the shot clock. Wesson fades away. No good. Rebounded by Bain. The Buckeyes just can't get anything going here offensively. Bain guarded by Mohammed. Kicks to Camo. Guarded by Walker. Camo with 10 on the shot clock. Kicks to Harris. Harris pulls up for 3. What a shot by Harris! Extends the Lumberjack lead to 13. With 4:30 left in the fourth quarter, it's the Lumberjacks 72, the Buckeyes 59, and the Buckeyes need to get something going here. Mohammed drives, kicks to Walker. Walker in the corner, dribbles to the top of the key, kicks to Caleb Wesson. Wesson making a post move, puts it up for 2, and it's stripped. Harris gets the rebound. Harris, guarded by Andre Wesson, kicks to Caleb Wesson, or Wesson guarding, my bad. Kensmill, guarded by Mohammed. Now Harris with the basketball, guarded by Mohammed. Harris with 3 on the shot clock, kicks out to Camo. Camo for 2, no good. Rebounded by Mohammed. Mohammed pushing the ball up the floor, kicks to Walker. Walker to Washington. Washington for 3, it's good! Washington cuts the lead back down to 10. 72-62, the Lumberjacks lead. And the Lumberjacks are going to take a timeout and look to reset here. It's the Lumberjacks 72, Buckeyes 62 with 3:31 left in the fourth quarter. Player of the game tonight is Kevon Harris, putting on an absolute show for the Lumberjacks. The Lumberjacks to inbound the basketball, leading by 10. Bain with the basketball, kicks to Camo. No hurry here are the Lumberjacks. Camo pulls up for 2. Rebounded by Caleb Wesson. Caleb Wesson to Walker. Walker pushing the ball up the floor. Kicks to Washington. Washington puts it up. Oh, and he's no good, but it's foul. So Washington looking to make 2 big free throws with the clock stopped. Washington has missed 2 free throws tonight. And misses that one. So the Buckeyes' struggles from the free throw line continue. Almost a must make here for Washington to cut the lead to 9. And he knocks it down. 72-63 with 3:15 left in the fourth quarter. Ware bringing the ball up the floor. Kicks to Harris. Harris drives in, puts it up for 2. No good. Rebounded by Caleb Wesson. Caleb Wesson to Walker. Walker into Andre Wesson. Wesson to his brother Caleb. Caleb puts it up for 2, and it's good. The Lumberjack lead is 7. Kensmill kicks to Harris. Harris kicks to Camo. 2:35 on the clock. Camo drives to the paint, puts it up for 2. It's good. What an acrobatic shot by John Camo. The Buckeyes take a timeout. It's the Lumberjacks 74, the 5-seeded Buckeyes 65. Could this be our upset? The Buckeyes are running out of time here. Down by 9 with 2:26 left in the fourth quarter. Walker pulls up for 3. It's good, and things like that are going to be crucial down the line for the Buckeyes. 74-68. The Lumberjacks only lead by 6. Camo. Kicks to Harris. Harris for 3. The answer, no good. Oh, and Wesson hits it out of bounds. It'll be Lumberjack basketball with 14 seconds left on the shot clock. Kensmill. Passes it into Harris. Harris puts it in for 2. Wesson into Walker. Walker looking to start something here for the Buckeyes. Walker gets a screen by Caleb Wesson, pulls up for 2. It's good. That's big for the Buckeyes right there. That's the lead back to 6. CJ Walker has 20 points tonight, 7 this quarter. Can Walker get it done for the Buckeyes? Camo, guarded by Walker. Kicks to Harris. Harris for 3. What a shot! He hits the 3, extends the lead to 9 with 1:32 remaining. Walker brings the ball up the floor, kicks to Wesson. Wesson puts it up for 2, and he's stripped. Retrieved by Bain. Bain to Camo, and the Lumberjacks are going to slow it up here. Bain kicks to Ware. Ware to Camo. Camo with 10 on the shot clock, kicks to Harris. Harris. Not heavily contested, kicks to Kensmill. Kensmill for 3, no good. Rebound to Mohammed. The Buckeyes got to be quick. Mohammed kicks to Wesson. Andre Wesson kicks to Caleb Wesson. Caleb Wesson driving in. Almost loses it again. Kicks to Walker. Walker back. The Buckeyes are stalling here. They got to be quicker than this. 4 on the shot clock. Kicks to Caleb Wesson. Caleb Wesson puts it in for 2. 7-point lead. The Buckeyes are going to need the foul here. And they're going to back off and play defense. Hopefully getting a stop. Harris kicks to Camo. Camo guarded by Walker. Camo puts it up for 2. No good. Gets his rebound. That's shot clock resets. Kensmill puts it up for 2. No good. And that's going to be out of bounds in Buckeyes ball. The Buckeyes down by 7 with 23 seconds left. Can they pull off a miracle? The Buckeyes in desperation mode now. Walker to Wesson. Wesson to Walker. Walker pulls up for 3. No good. Rebounded by Kensmill. And folks, that could be it. Harris brings the ball up the floor. The Buckeyes elect not to foul. Harris is going to dribble this one out with 6 on the clock. And there you have it, folks. A 12 versus 5 upset. It's the Stephen F. Austin Lumberjacks 79, the Ohio State Buckeyes 72. And that's all from Greensboro, North Carolina. Thanks for tuning in, and be sure to check out the remainder of the live Sim Sports college basketball tournament.
Welcome to Omaha, Nebraska for this first-round matchup here in the Live Sim Sports College Hoops Tournament. My name is Hunter Baumgart. Glad to be with you for this first-round matchup between the 4-seed Michigan State and the 13-seed Vermont Catamounts. Vermont coming in 26-7 on the season, 14-2. They won the AEC. Michigan State tied for a Big Ten championship this year with both Maryland and Wisconsin. They went 22-9 with a 14-6 conference record. Michigan State is coached by Tom Izzo. The coach for the Vermont Catamounts is John Becker. We are just about to be underway. As you can see, the starting lineups here for both Vermont and Michigan State. Winner plays Yale, who upset Louisville earlier this evening. That game will be on Sunday, right here on YouTube. Glad to have you with us. Hunter Baumgart here with you. You can follow me on Twitter at HunterBOnAir. Feel free to follow Live Sim Sports on Twitter, though, as well, to follow all the updates on the tournament. There's a live look at John Becker, the coach of the Vermont Catamounts, and we are just about to be underway here. Vermont and Michigan State. Tip at center court. Giddens over there for Vermont, and Hall there Tillman out there for Michigan State, and Vermont secures it. Smith with the basketball for the Catamounts. And the green jerseys, green shorts. Lamb for two. Good. And the Vermont Catamounts take an early 2-0 lead. Anthony Lamb, the senior from Rochester, New York. Hello to all those watching in New York. Winston to Tillman. Tillman inside for two. That's no good. Michigan State with it. That's Hall. Hall out to Winston. To Henry, top of the key. Michigan State was probably favored in this one. Two is good. Of course, the better seeds are always favored, right? For the most part, at least. The 8-9 matchups can be a little dicey. But, of course, Michigan State expected to win this one, but you know how these tournaments go. Always upsets, including Yale, of course. Like I said, the 12 seed beating the 5 seed earlier this evening. Lamb with it for Vermont. 6 to shoot. Lamb going to get it for a three. No good. Rebound is by Michigan State. That three was by Shungu. And, tipped away, and Vermont secures it. Beautiful beautiful steal there by Vermont, and a great save. And now inside for two, and that's good. A two by Vermont. Anthony Lamb, the senior, has all four for Vermont, and it's 4-2 Vermont. Watts with the basketball for Michigan State, just underway here in Omaha. Glad to have you with us. Hey, a three by Tillman. That's good. It rims in. How about that? And Tillman with the three. 5-4 Michigan State. Xavier Tillman. All right, goes in for two, and he dunks it. A slam home by Smith, and it's 6-5 Vermont. How about that? All right, Cassius Winston will bring it down. Probably the most notable Spartan. He puts it up. A little floater in the lane is good, and that's why he's most notable. He's a very good basketball player. Cassius Winston gives Michigan State a 7-6 lead, the senior from Detroit. The hometown kid, and has made quite a name for himself as a Spartan. Lamb, two, up and no good. Rebound by Tillman, and the Spartans will bring it down quickly. Watts with it. He gives it to Winston for two. Beautiful. 9-6 Spartans. Cassius Winston with the last 4 points for the Spartans. Smith for Vermont. Catamounts, like I said, winning the AEC this season. Lamb out to Duncan for three. That's no good. Rebounded by the Michigan State Spartans. And the rebound pulled down by Hall. Malik Hall will bring it down. He's to the top of the key. Now spins around a defender. Now backs it out to Cassius Winston, who brings it near the logo. 12 to shoot for Cassius Winston. Winston in the lane for two. Good. Cassius Winston on fire right now. 11 to 6. He's on a 6-0 scoring run himself. And Michigan State with a 5-point lead. Vermont, Smith. 13 to shoot. And now Giddens for two. That's no good, but a foul by Tillman. Crashing to the floor was Daniel Giddens, the senior from Georgia. And Tillman called for the foul. And they're going to say a technical foul. So Giddens' free throw is good. So it's 11 to 7. 2 free throws and the basketball here. Giddens, second free throw. That's no good. So now Vermont will get the basketball. Down 11 to 7, a chance to kind of cut into that 5-point lead and make it a 2 or even a 1-point deficit. Giddens with it to Duncan to Smith. And it's knocked away, and they're going to say Catamount ball. Cassius Winston playing nice defense over there, as well as the offense. 11-7 the score. 6:27 to go here in this first quarter. Duncan inbound. Thanks for watching here live Sim Sports here on YouTube. Happy to have you with us as the first round winds down, but don't worry, we've got a full slate of second round action for you tomorrow. Smith. Shungu for three. That's good. And the Vermont Catamounts get 4 points on the possession. It's 11-10. Michigan State now only leads by 1. Just over 6 to play in the first half. Watts with it. Rocket Watts. Love that name. He's a freshman from Detroit. Starter for this team. Watts with it. Top of the key. Hey, he's going to shoot an off-balance three, and he's off the mark. Rebound Vermont Smith. And Smith brings it down across the timeline for the Catamounts. He gets to Duncan. Duncan near the logo. Duncan now to Shungu for three. He swishes it. It's 13-11. He's hit 2 threes from about the same spot the last 2 possessions, and Vermont all of a sudden with a 2-point lead, and Tom Izzo wants to talk it over. 13-11. Vermont with the lead. 5:33 to go first quarter. You're watching the live Sim Sports College Hoops Tournament. All right, we are back. 5:33 to go first quarter. Hunter Baumgart here with you from Omaha as the Vermont Catamounts have taken a 2-point lead on the 4-seed Spartans. Too early to call upset alert? I don't know if it's ever too early to call upset alert. Tillman outside to Cassius Winston. Oh, and now we have a kick ball violation, and the Spartans will retain 14 to shoot. They'll have as everybody gets to their places. All right, Hall to inbound. Gets it into Watts. Rocket Watts. Goes in, now backs out. 9 to shoot. The freshman. Nice ball handling here. Goes 3. That's no good. Rebound by the Vermont Catamounts. Lamb brings it down. Anthony Lamb hands it off to Smith. Very nonchalantly to Lamb. To Shungu. Into Lamb. 2 in the lane. Beautiful by Anthony Lamb. Vermont now on a 9-0 run to take a 4-point lead. The 13 seed. Impressive here early. 26-7 on the year. 14-2 in the conference. We knew the Michigan State was going to be tested in this game, and they have been so far. Cassius Winston with the basketball. Tough first-round draw here for Michigan State. No doubt about it. Cassius Winston with 1 to shoot. Has to put up a 3, and he missed it. Rebound by Vermont, and they can extend that 9-0 run. Shungu across the timeline. Gets it in for 2. Lamb, yes. Anthony Lamb has been sensational so far. He's got 8 points, 8 of the 17 for Vermont. And Vermont now on an 11-0 run. It's 17-11. And now the Spartans want another timeout. Tom Izzo needs to get his team in line here. He had an 11-6 lead, but since then it's evaporated, and Vermont has a 6-point lead. 4:14 to go first quarter. You're watching the live Sim Sports College Hoops Tournament. All right, we are back. Hunter Baumgart with you from Omaha as the Vermont Catamounts are up 17-11. Watts with it for 2. That's off the rim, no good. Rebound by Vermont. They'll bring it down. Lamb with it. Gets to Delaney. Knocked away, but he gets it back. Delaney near the logo. 4 minutes to go first quarter to Patella. Patella with it for Vermont. Bailey Patella the junior. Hey, how about that? A 2, and it's 19-11. Watts will bring it up the floor for Michigan State. 3:45 to go first quarter. Watts with it for the Spartans. Vermont on a 13-0 run. Watts for 2. That's no good. They can't buy a shot if they paid $1 million for it. Delaney to bring it down by Vermont. All right, he's got it on the right side. Gets it into Lamb. Lamb has been impressive so far. He spins. Up for two. No good. Too strong off the glass. Rebound by Xavier Tillman. He had great defense on that possession. And Hall with it. Gets it into Henry. Henry for two. That's no good. Great defense by the Catamounts on the other end. And Patella will bring it up. Hey, how about a three by Deloney, and it's no good. 19-11 remains the score. Winston with it for Michigan State. Just under three first quarter. Winston for two. Good. He's been great at those stop and goes. Cassius Winston. He's having a night. 19-13 Vermont. Glad you could join us for the the nightcap, if you will. I know it's getting close to pretty late here on the East Coast and wherever you may be here in the Midwest as well. And we have a shooting foul. And not happy is the Michigan State Spartans. Rocket Watts. And going to the line for Vermont is going to be, let's see, we've got Robin Duncan. All right, couple of substitutions here. Hall will exit. Henry will stay in. Ahrens will come in for Michigan State. Duncan, it's good. All right, Henry to get it in. And bring it up the floor will be Watts. Michigan State down 8. Vermont on a 15-2 run. Watts to Tillman at the free throw line. Gets to Winston. Winston drives. Hey, a two up and no good, but a foul. That's going to be on Patella. Henry will go to the line and shoot a couple. Vermont was down 11-6. Now they're up 21-13. So going to the line for Michigan State will be Aaron Henry, the sophomore from Indianapolis, Indiana. Thanks to all those watching here over there in Indiana. I know there's probably a fair amount of Spartan fans that probably live in Indiana. Henry for a free throw, that's good. 21-14. It's 1 for 2. Deloney brings it up for the Vermont Catamounts. Patella with it near the logo with about 2 minutes to go in the first quarter. We play 4 10-minute quarters if you're just joining us. Patella to Deloney. Deloney with it for Vermont. Under 2 to play, 5 to shoot. Deloney dribbling around. Deloney just off balance shot, no good. Just kind of flung it up there and was lucky it even hit the rim. Henry, stop and go three. He flushes it. It's 21-17. How about that? All right, quickly down the floor for Vermont is Deloney. Trying to make something on the other end happen here. And now it's just a complete steal. Kyle Ahrens with the steal. Gets it to Watts. Watts with it near the free throw line for Michigan State Spartans, and he'll back it out. Michigan State down 4, looking to do something with it. Tillman, right side to Watts. Watts to Winston for 3. And the Spartans are within 1. Vermont had a 21-13 lead, and since then Michigan State went on a 7-0 scoring run with under a minute to play in the first quarter. It's a 1-point game in Omaha. And we have a foul. I believe it's going to be on Winston, his first. A reach-in foul. And Vermont will inbound from the opposite side of the benches. Deloney in the corner. Deloney in the lane, up 2, no good. Everybody went flying. Tillman called for a flagrant foul. So that's his second personal. Aaron Deloney will go to the line after the flagrant foul. Free throw is up and good. Yeah, another flagrant, I think, earlier in this game as well. So things, Michigan State with a couple of dicey moves here so far. Deloney misses the second, so it's 22-20. Vermont with a 2-point lead, 47.9 seconds left in the first quarter. Patella to get it in. Patella into Deloney. Deloney. Ooh, thought he could go right to the rim, but just gets stripped. That was just weird. He had kind of a path there to the lane. Lawyer comes out of there with it. And he drives and puts it up for 2. No good, but a foul. He was determined after that steal. He took it all the way, coast to coast, if you will. 22-20 is the score, and going to the line to try to tie it, the Lawyer. I believe they got Duncan for the foul there. Free throw is up, and it is no good. So a lot of early fouls here in Omaha. Second free throw coming. Lawyer makes a second. 22-21. About a 11-second differential between the game and shot clock here. Davis with it for Vermont. Into Lamb. Anthony Lamb, who's had a nice first quarter himself, gets it out to Davis. 7 to shoot. Davis drives, spins, 3 to shoot, 2 to shoot. Davis has to put it up, and he does, and it's no good. All that work, and it does not work. Michigan State quickly. Henry, top of the key with 5 seconds left in the quarter. 4, 3, looks like he'll be the one to take the shot. It is no good, and that is the end of the first quarter. 22-21, it's a great one. The 4-13 matchup in Omaha has Vermont with a 22-21 lead on Michigan State. You are watching the live Sim Sports College Hoops Tournament. Hunter Baumgart with you. We'll be right back from Omaha. And we welcome you back to Omaha. 22-21, Vermont with a 1-point lead as you start the second quarter. Michigan State will start with the ball. Hunter Baumgart with you from Omaha. Happy to have you with us here on YouTube for the Live Sim Sports College Hoops Tournament. Be sure to follow Live Sim Sports on Twitter for all the updates. We have a 2 is good, and Michigan State regains the lead as Kithier puts it in. Deloney with it for Vermont. 23-22. We have full slate of second-round action coming to you tomorrow and Sunday. Hey, that's going to be out of bounds. Anthony Lamb dribbling out, so Michigan State will regain possession here. Henry to inbound. He gets it into Lawyer for Michigan State. Across the timeline. Spartans up 1. Spartans and Vermont. Spartans have had a 5-point lead. Vermont had a 7-point lead or an 8-point lead, I beg your pardon. Out of bounds, and Spartans will retain it. Feisty defense being played by the Vermont Catamounts. Like I said, both teams have had leads in this game, but right now it's a 1-point game. The 4-13 matchup in the Midwest region. Arns with it. 2 to shoot. To Lawyer for 3. That's good at the buzzer. Beautiful shot. And it's 26-22. The Spartans now regain a 4-point lead with under 9 to play in the first half. Deloney brings it down for the Catamounts. Spartans fans starting to get into it here in Omaha. And the 2 is no good. Rebounded by Michigan State. Obviously, the Spartans in Lansing closer than Vermont to Omaha, but still not the shortest drive. Sure, both in the Midwest, if you will, but that's a nice drive. Brown with it for Michigan State. Gabe Brown, the sophomore from Ypsilanti. All right, now a 2 is up and no good. Vermont with the rebound. And quickly up the floor, Davis between the circles. Gets it into Lamb for 2. Off the glass too hard. Rebound Michigan State. And Michigan State with a 4-point lead in the basketball. Arns gets it all the way left side to Henry, who drives. Posts up for 2. Good. Michigan State's on fire, and the Catamounts have to talk it over. John Becker wants a timeout. 28-22 Michigan State. 8:03 to go in the first half. You're watching the Live Sim Sports College Hoops Tournament. And we are back. 8:03 to go in the first half here in Omaha. Michigan State, the 4 seed, up by 6 on Vermont. A lot of substitutions here. Smith, Shungu, Duncan, and others in for Vermont. Lamb for 2. That's no good. They can't buy a shot right now. They're in a slump. Michigan State was in a slump for a while as well, and both the opposition's taking advantage when the opposition is in a slump. Lamb, a flat out trying to steal it. It's still being fought for, and Michigan State somehow comes out of there. So with only 7 to shoot, though, great defense by the Catamounts. Oh, now Arns is going to take it for 2. No good. Rebound offensive. Up and good. Or no good, rather. My bad. He shot it, but he missed it. Lamb across the timeline for Vermont. Stop and go. Up for 2. Good. That's beautiful. Anthony Lamb's been impressive. Ooh, almost went into photo gallery over there. Look out, Anthony. And he's got 10. 28-24 Michigan State. Winston with the basketball. Between the circles, now drives, puts it up for two. High off the glass, no good. Rebound, Vermont. And the Catamounts bring it up. Shungu's got it. Ooh, threw it right to Cassius Winston. Winston for two. That's no good, too strong. Anthony Lamb, the rebound. Fast-moving game here. 6:47 to go, first half. Duncan in the lane. Now to Giddens for two, good. Vermont, when they score, they almost trip and fall almost every time. 28-26. Especially Anthony Lamb and Giddens. They've hit the floor a couple of times. Cassius Winston with it for the Spartans. He drives in the lane, and he gives it to Kithier, back to Winston for two at the free throw line. That's no good. Rebound by Vermont, and the Catamounts can tie or take the lead on this possession here in Omaha. 4-13 matchup in the Midwest region. Winner to play Yale, who upset Louisville earlier this evening. Giddens gets it out to Shungu. Now back to Giddens. All right, now inside. That's no good. Oh, just a tip away. Nice steal by Michigan State. Arns with the basketball. It's to Cassius Winston. Back to Arns. Winston now for three. He nails it. Cassius Winston with a beautiful stroke. 31-26. The Spartans up 5. 5:37 to go, first half. And it's another steal. Winston comes out of there with it. Winston going to drive in the lane. He's going to, nice pass out to Brown. That's beautiful. Back to Winston. Cassius Winston gives it to Brown. Gabe Brown from Ypsilanti, Michigan. Brown, top of the key. 4 to shoot. Stop and go three. Book it. And Michigan State, they're going to say his toe was on the line. They're going to say it's a 2. 33-26. Michigan State, their largest lead of the night. Smith with it for Vermont. Crowd starting to get into it. Smith doesn't make it, and the Michigan State Spartans, their fans can feel it. Hall to Arons. You can feel the confidence. Not that they'll necessarily win, because we have plenty of time to go, but they're feeding off that confidence of the Spartans now. Brown with it inside. Nice move to pass to Hall. He got it off the glass, and it's 35-26, Michigan State. Wow, after Vermont had cut it to 28-26. It's a 7-0 run, and then John Becker wants to talk it over on the Vermont Catamounts bench. He's not happy with his team right now. 35-26, Michigan State. 4:29 to go in the first half. You're watching the live Sim Sports College Hoops Tournament. All right, we are back. Vermont will have the basketball after the timeout. 35-26, the 4-seed Michigan State over the 13-seed Vermont. Hunter Baumgart with you from Omaha. Happy to have you with us tonight here on YouTube. Thanks for spending your Friday night with us. All right, Vermont gets it into Giddens. Giddens to Duncan. Duncan with it for the Catamounts. To Giddens. Back to Smith near the logo. To Giddens. Giddens to Lamb. Lamb with it for Vermont. 3 to shoot. To Smith for 3. That's no good. Rebound by Hall of Michigan State. And the Michigan State Spartans bring it up. Vermont hasn't scored in 2 minutes and 40 seconds. Winston, another one. That's a 2, and it's 37-26 with 3:53 to go in the first half. Smith with it for Vermont. Hands it off to Lamb, to Shungu. Shungu with it for the Catamounts. To Lamb for 2. Hook shot. No. He just cannot buy a shot. Almost 3 minutes without scoring a point. Wow. Michigan State has out-rebounded Vermont, as you can see. Vermont has no offensive boards so far. Winston wide open for 2. Just a lapse in defense by Vermont, and all of a sudden Michigan State with a 13-point lead here in Omaha. 3:20 to go in the first half. Vermont with the basketball. Gets it into Lamb. Anthony Lamb to Smith. Smith backs it out. Smith drives. Trying to do something. Puts it up for 2 and good. All that works. Steph Smith, the junior from Canada. And it's 39-28. Cassius Winston into Kithier. Just standing there. Guarded by Giddens. Now gets to Cassius Winston, who's been lights out here tonight for the Spartans. Winston, nice pass to Hall. Hall working inside. Now going to post up for two with the shot clock going down. It's no good. Rebound Vermont. Giddens gets to Smith. He'll bring it down quickly for the Catamounts. Down 11. See if they can go on a little bit of a run here before halftime. They were down by 13. Smith. Oh, Hall just completely steals it. Hall with the basketball. And Smith steals it back from Hall. So a little bit of a gotcha there from Smith. After Hall steals it from him, he returns the favor on the other end. And now we're back to where we started. Smith to Giddens to Duncan near the logo. 2 minutes to go in this first half. Shungu with it for Vermont. He drives. He passes it off of something, off a defender, I think, and to Lamb, who scores. Anthony Lamb's got 12. 39-30, Michigan State. Hall with the basketball for the Spartans. Guarded by Anthony Lamb. To Winston. To Watts. Rocket Watts. In the lane for two. Good. And the Spartans up 41-30. And John Becker wants to use a timeout here to talk it over. 41-30 the score. Michigan State the 4 seed over the 13 seed Vermont. You're watching the live Sim Sports College Hoops Tournament. We are back in Omaha. Michigan State with a 41-30 lead on Vermont. Winner plays the 12 seed Yale, who beat Louisville earlier this evening. That game will be on Sunday here on YouTube. So check Live Sim Sports for all the scheduling and details. Cassius Winston with a steal, and the put-in is good. Layup for Cassius Winston. It's 43-30. Michigan State has regained a 13-point lead. Minute 12 to go. Hunter Baumgart with you here from Omaha. And Duncan, the two is good. So Robin Duncan, the sophomore from Evansville, Indiana. Went to Evansville Harrison High School. Shout out to all you watching from that high school, or went to that high school. Brigham Jr. gets it to Winston. 50 seconds left. Winston for two. No good. Rare miss by Cassius Winston. And Davis brings it down for the Catamounts, who are down 11. Looking to maybe make it a 10-point or less deficit here heading into halftime. Becker coaching from the bench. The coach of the Catamounts, Duncan. 9 to shoot. To Deloney for three. That's huge. Nothing but net for Deloney, and it's 43-35. They cut it to an 8-point deficit. You can keep it within single digits here before halftime. You're in better shape than you would down 13 or 15. Henry with it for the Spartans. Double guarded, nearly stolen. Will it be stolen? Everybody's fighting for it. It's on the ground, and it's out of bounds. And the Spartans will get it, though. They're going to say off of Bailey Patella. He's happy about the defense, though. Right, subbing in for the Spartans is going to be Marble. Subbing out is going to be Bigham, the sophomore. All right. Spartans will inbound. 8 to shoot, 15.7 seconds to go in the half. So about a 7-second differential here. 7 to 8 second differential. Watts in the corner for the Spartans. He's going to shoot an off-balance two, and he misses it. Rebound Vermont. 8 to shoot, or well, 8 to go in the half. 5 to go in the half. Davis driving. Lane. He's going to have to shoot here. He does, and he missed it. And that's the end of the first half. Michigan State, the 4 seed, up 8 on the Vermont Catamounts, the 13 seed. 43-35 at halftime. Send you to the halftime show and be back with the second half in Omaha. You're watching the live Sim Sports College Hoops Tournament. We are back and ready for the second half in Omaha. Hunter Baumgart with you. Michigan State up 43-35 on the Vermont Catamounts. Cassius Winston led all scorers with 20 in that first half. He was super impressive. 9 for 14 from the field. As you saw, hope you enjoyed the halftime highlights, and we're back as we start this second half. Cassius Winston out to Henry for 3. He starts with a hot bang for Michigan State, and it's 46-35. Michigan State up 11 now. And their biggest lead is 13. Vermont's going to have to make up a deficit against a really good Michigan State team. Let's see what happens. Smith with it. Michigan State starting with a very nice shot. See if Vermont can come back with one of their own. Now Winston called for his second foul. And Vermont will inbound. Cassius Winston's got 2. Of course, we'll keep an eye on that. Of course, he's the X factor for Michigan State. All right, Vermont to inbound. Gets it into Lamb. Lamb to Smith. Smith with it for Vermont. Spin move, 3. He answers. Told you. Said Vermont. See if they can answer, and they do. How about that from Steph Smith, the junior from Canada? 46-38 the score. Cassius Winston drives, puts it up. No, he's going to pass it out to Hall for 2. That's too strong. Rebound by the Vermont Catamounts. Smith brings it up the floor across the timeline. Smith for 3. He's good. Smith has hit 2 threes in the first minute, in a minute and 8 seconds in this second half. It's 46-41. Winston with a basketball for Michigan State. Winston. Some nice ball handling. He's in the lane. Puts it up for 2. That's good. He hits the floor. No foul, but he gets the shot to go. He's got 22. It's 48-41. This season, Cassius Winston averaged 18.6 points per game for Michigan State. He was the leading scorer on the ball club. Vermont for 2. Good. That's Smith again. He has the first 8 points of this second half for Vermont. This is impressive. 48-43. It's a 5-point game. Watts with it. Both teams shooting pretty well to start this second half. These first 2 minutes. Winston, no good that time. Rebound, Kithier for 2. That's no good, but a foul. It'll be on Giddens, and he'll go to the line and shoot 2. Thomas Kithier, the sophomore from Clarkston, Michigan. Went to Clarkston High School. Thanks to all those watching in Michigan. Bet there are a lot of them watching your Spartans play. Free throw is good. Second free throw is good. Perfect at the line. 50-43 the score. 8:04 to go in this third quarter. And happy to have all of those with you from Michigan, or all of those with us from Michigan. Lamb with it. Drives in the lane for 2. That's no good. Tip in, no. Rebound, or tip in, yes. My bad. It went in. It was so smooth inside, I couldn't even tell it went in. How's that? Watts brings it down for the Sparties. Michigan State up 5. That's where it's been most of the second half so far. It's only been 2 minutes and 27 seconds in the second half, but that's where it's been. Winston with it for the Spartans. He drives. He puts it up for 2. That's no good. A rebound by Smith, and the Catamounts bring it up. Vermont Catamounts down 5. They could cut it to 1 possession here. That would be a nice feat considering they were down 13 not too long ago. Giddens slams it home. How about that? Daniel Giddens, the senior from Mapleton, Georgia, went to Oak Hill Academy for high school. And he slams it home. It's 50-47. Michigan State up by 3. Crowd getting into it a little more. Watts for 3, no good. Anthony Lamb the rebound, and the Catamount faithful that have made the trip are happy. A little bit of a boo birds coming out for the Spartans faithful. Hey, another 2 for Michigan State is good. That one by Steph Smith, who's had a nice second half so far. And it's 50-49. Steph Smith with 14. 6 for 8 from the field, shooting exceptionally well. All right, Michigan State with the basketball. Up for 2. That's no good, and it is going to be Spartans ball, though. 6:30 to go in this third quarter. Vermont will have a substitution coming in for the Catamounts is Davis. I believe Giddens is having a seat on the bench. Michigan State to inbound. All right, near the circles, or near the logo. Gets it right side in the corner for 3. That's good. How about that from Rocket Watts? And it's 53-49 as Vermont will bring it up the floor. Top of the key, left side, another 3. That's good. How about that? The Vermont Catamounts, Steph Smith having an exceptional second half. They answer with one of their own. And we have a nice close game here in Omaha. All right, Michigan State with the basketball. Michigan State only up 1 now. 2 for Watts is too strong. Vermont can take the lead on this possession, 53-52. Vermont with the basketball, down 1. Chungu out to Duncan. Crowd getting into it here in Omaha. They can feel the tense, close, anxious game here in Omaha. Lamb, 5 to shoot for 2 at the free throw line. Good, and the Vermont Catamounts take the lead. They have regained the lead. They are down 13, now up 1. That's impressive. They had an 8-point deficit, and Tom Izzo wants to talk it over on the Spartans bench. Vermont happy about their performance right now. Anthony Lamb is fired up, feeding off the Catamount crowd. 54-53. You're watching the Live Sim Sports College Hoops Tournament. All right, welcome back to Omaha. Hunter Baumgart with you. Be sure to follow Live Sim Sports on Twitter for all of the tournament action, all the updates and the scores and the schedule. When is your team playing? Figure it out at the Live Sim Sports Twitter feed. You can, of course, watch here on YouTube, here on Channel 1 and Channel 2. Another game going on, San Diego State and Little Rock as we speak. 54-53. Vermont with a 1-point lead. Winston for 2. Good. And he's going to need to keep that fiery pace up in this second half that he had in the first half and early in the second half. 55-54 now the score. Duncan near the logo. Under 5 to play in the third quarter. It's stripped away. Just a flat-out steal by Gabe Brown. Henry with it now for Michigan State. Gets it across to Winston near the logo. 15 to shoot. Michigan State coming in 22-9, tied for the Big Ten championship this season with Maryland and Wisconsin. That's no good. Rebound by Vermont. Davis to Duncan. Duncan back to Davis. To Duncan. Duncan, right side to Smith. Steph Smith has had a sensational second half so far. That's no good. A rebound by Michigan State. Arns brings it up. He'll drive to the free throw line now, back it out for the Spartans. Gets to Cassius Winston. Katir with the ball. Just dribbling. 4 to shoot. Arns inside. 2. No, he didn't even get the shot up. Good defense. They're going to say Catamounts ball. And the possession will change. So good defense inside by the Catamounts, and they'll inbound. 4 minutes exactly to go third quarter, which means 14 minutes left in the game. 55-54 Michigan State over Vermont. 4-13 matchup here in Omaha. Winner of this Midwest first-round game will play Yale. Lamb for 2. That's no good. Rebound Cassius Winston, and he gets it across to Brown. Gabe Brown with it. He's been good on the defensive side. Has been kind of quiet on the offensive side, though. Gabe Brown gets it out to Cassius Winston. Cassius Winston, he's been all but quiet on the offensive side, and he's rejected. Oh, man, I think that's Davis in there. Deloney comes out of there with it. Gets to Patella. Patella gets it to Davis. Left side to now Deloney near the logo. 10 to shoot. Lamb with it on the left side. 4 to shoot. Good to drive. Post up for 2. That's no good. Rebound Davis, an offensive board. Gets it out to Deloney. That might be the first offensive board. At least the first 1 or 2 for Vermont. They have not had many of those. Deloney gets to Davis. Outside to Lamb with 2 to shoot for 3. Off the mark. Rebound Cassius Winston. And the Spartans bring it down up by 1. Both teams with a little bit of a slump here. Winston to Kithier for 2. No good, but a foul. That's going to be on Davis, his first. Team second. And he'll go to the line again. He's already made a couple of free throws tonight. He now has 5 points after the free throw is good. 56-54. Sure to check out these YouTube channels tomorrow. We have a full slate of second round action for you. Plenty of all-day action of Live Sim Sports College Hoops. It's going to be a lot of fun. So definitely join us for that. Lamb with it. Lamb in the lane. Put up for 2. No good. Rebound by the Michigan State Spartans. Henry now with it. Anthony Lamb had 12 points in that first half, but so far he's 1 for 6 in the second. Now we have a foul on Davis. His second in like the last 2 minutes. And Michigan State will inbound. That's the third team foul of the quarter. Michigan State up 3 with the ball. Deere will inbound. Henry. Winston. Arns. Brown. Winston. Good. If you let Cassius Winston get under the hoop, most likely he's going to score. 59-54 Michigan State. Deloney with it. Under 2 to play. In the third, Deloney in the lane. And now what do we have? A foul by Cassius Winston. That's going to be his third. So that could be something to watch for. Tom Izzo not very happy about it. Winston very not happy about it. Not thinking that was the right call, but that's the call that was made. Deloney's free throw is good, 59-55. If Winston gets his fourth foul here before the end of the quarter, that would be interesting, because then how would Tom Izzo play that in the fourth quarter, knowing with one more foul, his best player is out of the game? Second free throw is good, 59-56 Michigan State. Cassius Winston brings it up for the Spartans. Guarded by Deloney, gets it to Henry. Henry near the logo, heavily guarded by the Catamounts defense. Henry drives in the lane. Ooh, tipped around, gotten by Kithier, up to, that's blocked. Rebound Davis. Davis with it for the Catamounts. Across the timeline near the top of the key. Thought about an open three. I don't think he's going to take it though. Gets to Patella, gets to Deloney. 10 to shoot. Finds a spot and then passes it into Lamb. Lamb, spin move, 2, no. Rebound Ahrens, and the Michigan State Spartans bring it up. Cassius Winston. Spartans up by 3. Lamb now 1 for 7 in the second half after he had a sensational first half. I mean, I don't know if you'd call it sensational, but it was very good. Oh, blocked from Davis. Davis playing exceptionally well on the defensive side right now. Deloney now brings it down. 17 to shoot. Under a minute to play in the third. Michigan State by 3 in the 4-13 matchup here in Omaha in the Midwest region. Winner to play Yale on Sunday. Deloney in the lane. Pass it to Davis, now to Duncan, now to Deloney for 3. He nails it, and we are all knotted up at 59 here in Omaha, Nebraska. 38 seconds to go in the third. The crowd loving it, and we have a great one from Omaha. Stick with us here on YouTube Channel 1. All right, Winston drives, gets it to Kithier. Now he backs it out. 10 to shoot for you. And now almost a steal. What do we got? A jump ball. Jump ball with 24.6 seconds on the game, or on the third quarter clock here. Of course, the 1 seed in this region is Kansas, and the tip is gotten by Michigan State. Cassius Winston, no shot clock. As Winston backs it out, they might play for the last shot of this third quarter. Tied at 59. Going to be a great fourth quarter. There's going to be 10 minutes in the fourth quarter, and it's going to be great, so stick with us. Winston, 5 seconds, 4 seconds, 3 seconds. Cassius Winston, 3 at the buzzer, off the mark. And the 4-13 matchup is tied, headed to the fourth. Vermont has to be happy with the way they're playing. We're tied at 59. You're watching the live Sim Sports College Hoops Tournament. Hunter Baumgart right back with you from Omaha in just a couple of minutes. All right, Vermont to inbound. It's Deloney across the timeline. Top of the key. Gets to Giddens. Vermont and Michigan State as we start this fourth quarter tied at 59. Winston comes out of there with it. It's Hall. 59 all. Hall in the lane for Michigan State. He's going to think about putting it up and in, but he doesn't. Gets it out to Watts. 10 to shoot for Watts. Rocket Watts for 2. Beautiful shot, but just rims out. Duncan with the rebound for Vermont. Top of the key, driving. Now Duncan getting it out to Deloney. Gets to Davis. Davis with it for Vermont. Davis left side to Deloney. 4, 3 to Davis for 2. That's no good. Rebound by Michigan State. We're tied at 59 with 9 minutes left in the game. Neither team has scored so far in this fourth quarter. Watts for 2. No good. Rebound to Vermont. And both teams have gone cold. Patella with it. Got to think whoever goes on a little bit of a run here might just be in place to win this game and go play Yale on Sunday. Duncan for two. Off the glass. Too strong. Rebound by Bingham Jr. and Michigan State brings it down. It's Winston. Winston gets ahead of the defender. Now puts it up. He's fouled. We're going to say it's on Davis, his third. And Cassius Winston will go to the line to shoot a couple. All right, head coach of Vermont, John Becker, not too happy about that one. Kind of shaking his head a little bit, as you could see. Cassius Winston going up there. And Tom Izzo very tense on the sideline. On the bench, I should say. Free throw is up and good. Bunch of substitutions there for Vermont. Second free throw good, 61-59. Giddens gets it in. And bring it up will be Shingu for the Vermont Catamounts. Catamounts winning the AEC this year, 14-2 in the conference, 26-7 overall. And giving Michigan State all they can handle here. The two is good, and we're tied at 61. Ben Shingu with 8 points. He's 3 for 4, shooting 75% from the field. Watts to Kithier. 8 minutes to go. Into Winston for two. That's good, and the foul. Smith is gone for the foul. Cassius Winston loving it. He'll go to the line to try to get a three-point play. He now has 30 on the evening. Cassius Winston balling out here in the first round of the Live CM Sports College Hoops Tournament. Free throw coming for Cassius Winston. Up and good. 64-61. Michigan State by 3. Hunter Baumgart here with you from Omaha. Follow me on Twitter at HunterBeOnAir. Play-by-play announcer from Wisconsin. Smith with it. To Lamb. Lamb in the lane. Up for two. Good. 64-63. Anthony Lamb. He's got 20 on the evening. Him and Cassius Winston going back and forth. They've been fun to watch here in this first round matchup between the 4 and 13 seed here in the Midwest region. Winston on the right side. 7:28 to go. Hey, a three. That's no good. A rebound by Giddens. Giddens gets it up to Shingu. Rocket Watts just shooting 17% in both halves. That is not good. Giddens with the basketball. Giddens, too. Oh, rims out. Rebound, Cassius Winston. Winston across to Hall. Hall in the lane. Hall just standing outside the lane now. Gets to Kithier. He's working. Going to work. Up for two on Anthony Lamb. No good. Rebound offensive. Gets to Hall. Hall puts it up and in. And Michigan State's up 66-63. 6:50 to go in the game. In the 4-13 matchup, Yale upsetting Louisville. So the winner to play Yale in the second round on Sunday. Check Live Sim Sports on Twitter for all the scheduling details. Duncan to Giddens. 4, 3, 2 on the shot clock. Smith for three. Off the mark. That could have tied it. Winston the rebound. Quickly across to Hall. Across the timeline. Hall guarded by Lamb. For two. Beautiful move, but couldn't get it to go. Duncan the rebound for the Vermont Catamounts. All right, Steph Smith. Ooh, stolen away by Henry. Just picked his pocket. Henry. Hey, it's good. 68-63. 6 minutes left in the game. Across the timeline is Smith. Smith to Duncan. Crowd starting to chant. Giddens. I think we have a couple different chants depending on if you're with the Catamounts or Spartans going on here. Competing chants. Gotta love it in college hoops. Lamb for two good. 68-65. 3-point game. 5:35 to go. A great one here in Omaha. Season's on the line for both of these teams. Both of these teams winning at least a share of their conference title. Winston for three. Winston has been on fire. He's got over 30. It's 71-65. Back to a 6-point advantage for the Spartans from Lansing, Michigan. Smith to Duncan. Duncan in the lane. Free throw, or at the two at the free throw line is good, or no good. Winston the rebound. How about that? Stumbled over my words a little bit, but we're back. Winston with the ball. Out to Henry, open three. Oh, Michigan State, nothing but net for Henry, and they've opened up a 9-point lead. I said whoever kind of went on a run here is going to be the most, it's going to be the most advantageous for them as we head down the stretch, and that's what Michigan State has done. Smith with the basketball. Vermont has their work cut out for him. Smith in the lane for two. That's too strong. And Michigan State with the ball. Winston brings it up for him. Winston In for two. That's not Winston, but it's good by Rocket Watts. 76-65, and the Catamounts have to call a timeout. John Becker, the coach, wants to talk things over. Michigan State very happy with what they're doing right now. 76-65 the score. 4:19 to go. You are watching the live Sim Sports College Hoops Tournament. All right, we are back in Omaha. The Vermont Catamounts with the basketball after the timeout. Smith with it, 4:15 to go. Crunch time here for the Catamounts as they try to save the season. It would be kind of an epic win if they were to come back from down 11 with just over 4 minutes left. Lamb in the lane, puts it up for two. Anthony Lamb, no good. He's been just awful in the second half. Giddens puts it back in, though, 76-67. Anthony Lamb, who had a sensational first half, a very good first half, has been quiet in the second. He's missed almost every shot. Winston stolen away. Smith with it. He drives. He puts it up. He puts it in. And Vermont down 7. So a quick 4-0 run coming out of that timeout. John Becker with a nice timeout there for the Catamounts. Winston to Watts. 3:35 to go. Into Winston for two. He's been just lights out. Vermont has not had an answer for Cassius Winston. 78-69 the score. Duncan to Giddens, right side to Smith. 3:16 to go. Down 9 are the Catamounts. Giddens for two. That's no good. Rebound Cassius Winston. And Michigan State brings it down. Winston's got a bunch of boards too. He's having just a heck of a night. Watts. Now to Winston. Winston back to Kithier. Now it gets to Henry. 8 to shoot, under 3 to play. Henry passes it. Not about shooting it. That doesn't. 3 to shoot here. Watson off-balance shot. That's going to be no good. A rebound tipped around, and Michigan State secures it. Cassius Winston. Big offensive board with 2:43 to go. Winston going to shoot a 3 here. He misses it. And, I mean, as much as you want Cassius Winston to shoot the ball, you might want to just take down the shot clock there. Anthony Lamb for 2. No good, but a foul on Henry. So Anthony Lamb will go to the line and shoot a couple to try to make it a 7-point game. And free throws are going to be as important as anything now. Free throw good, 78-70. Vermont's kind of hanging in there here. They're going to need a lot to go their way, but hey, it's the college hoops tournament. Anything can happen. Lamb, good. 78-71, 2:34 to go. How about this? Free throws today. There you go. We got 8 for 10. And you saw the other team there. Kithier with the ball for 2. No good. Rebound Vermont. Down 7. Oh, man. Here we go. Shungu with it. 2:17 to go. Catamounts looking to come back. Lamb guarded by Hall. Anthony Lamb, who had those 2 free throws in the last possession, going to shoot a 2 here, and he flushes it. Nice job by Anthony Lamb. 78-73. Lamb has started to heat up a little late in the second half. Really, most of the second half, he was not very good. All right, 2 by Henry is good. So they answer 80-73 with 1:50 left. Aaron Henry with 18 points, 7 of them coming in this fourth quarter. The clutch Henry. All right, no good. Rebound by Michigan State. And the Michigan State Spartans slow it down with 1:34 to go, up 7. They are in no rush at all. Henry with it. Aaron Henry, who's kind of led the Michigan State Spartans in this fourth quarter. Winston for 3. That's no good. Rebound offensive, and he gets it out to Winston, and they'll reset. Watts with the basketball. 8 to shoot. 7 to shoot. Gets to Kithier. 5 to shoot. 3, 2. He's going to have to shoot it here, and he does. And it's going to be a shot clock violation. Doesn't hit the rim. 1:06 to go. 80-73 Michigan State. So Vermont going to have to basically catch and shoot, catch and shoot, catch and shoot. But we'll see. Lamb down 7. They need to score early, and they need to score often. As they say with the All-Star game voting in baseball. Vote early, vote often. How about it? Lamb, 11 to shoot. Backs it out. Ooh, into it. Open Giddens for two. Good. Found Giddens, who is crashing into the lane. 80 to 75. Michigan State will bring it down. 47 seconds left. Vermont looking maybe to foul. Doesn't look like they're going to at the moment. Winston to Watts. Open two. That pretty much does it. 82-75. Catamounts are going to call timeout with 40 seconds left, but it looks like the Spartans might head to play Yale on Sunday. 82-75. Michigan State over Vermont. You're watching the Live Sim Sports College Hoops Tournament. All right, Vermont to inbound. 40.2 on the clock. 82-75. Here we go. Giddens to inbound. He does. All right, Shungu's got it for Vermont. In for two. That's no good. Rebound by Michigan State. Coming out of there is Watts. He drives all the way to the other end. It's stripped away. Vermont with it. 26 seconds remain. Shungu across the timeline with 23 seconds. Shungu backs it out for Vermont. 4 differential game shot clock. 3 is no good. Tip in is good by Giddens. It's 82-77. And now a full court press here by Vermont. Down 5 and immediately fouls Winston with 15 seconds left. Michigan State to inbound, another foul. So Winston gets fouled. Smith's third personal, and now with 14 fouls, he'll go to the line. Free throw is good. 83-77. Michigan State with the lead. Second free throw. That's big. It's now a 3-possession game and a timeout here by the Catamounts. 84-77 Michigan State. You're watching the Live Sim Sports College Hoops Tournament. All right, we are back. 14 seconds left. Vermont down 7. Going to need kind of a miracle here to come back. Gets it in. 2. No good. Rebound, Michigan State, and that's going to do it. The Michigan State Spartans are going to head to the second round of the Live Sim Sports College Hoops Tournament. They are going to beat the Vermont Catamounts. Final score, 84-77, and the 4-seed moves on. Vermont gave them all they could handle, and Vermont should be proud of themselves. Vermont finishes the season at 26-8. They won the AAC, and a great job by John Becker's team coming out and giving Michigan State all they could handle. But Michigan State, led by Tom Izzo and Cassius Winston, who had 30-plus in the game, are moving on. Once again, the final score, Michigan State 84, Vermont 77. You've been watching the Live Sim Sports College Hoops Tournament. Be sure to check back tomorrow for all the action of the second round. This has been Hunter Baumgart from Omaha saying so long